What up, everybody? I am back. I was able to knock out Horizon the day before yesterday and get everything uploaded and posted yesterday. I took a day off from gaming and recording or whatever just to sort of get away from it for a second. And, so that I can have a little time to decide on which game I actually wanted to go into next. I had a couple games I wanted to choose from. I still haven't played God of War yet. And I know that's ridiculous. I haven't played Ragnarok yet. And there's 3 other new games that I haven't played, but I decided I wanted to just stay with the older games for right now. And I can catch up with these new games at any time later throughout the year, so that's not an issue right now. And like I said before, I probably won't even record God of War since there's a million different videos on that anyway, so I might just do that on my own time. But anyway, it came down to 2 games, and I was a bit hesitant about this one because I've never picked this game up whatsoever. I didn't know what category it fell on, the role-playing game or what. It just looked like it was a really long game that probably is going to be drawn out, and I was just like, man, I don't know. I haven't looked at the videos on it, but I did research the average amount of time it takes to beat this game, and it's looking like 30 is the minimum to complete all the side questions, all that. It could be upwards to 50 plus hours, I don't know, but I wanted to make sure, since this is the 3rd game in this series, I didn't even know they had this many for this particular game, but I wanted to make sure if I could play this game without having any knowledge to the previous 2. And according to the individuals who made this game, they were like, this is pretty much a restart from the entire series. From what I read, it's basically a story where he has amnesia, so it's the company's way of rewriting the whole story for those who haven't been following the original Witcher and the second Witcher. So I should be good to go. Nothing in the first 2 should affect my gameplay or knowledge in this particular game. So I plan on knocking out an hour and 30 on the very first video just to get a feel for it. If it's too much, I guess too much of nothingness going on, the hour and a half is going to probably be my one and only video. But if it is interesting, if it's something that can keep my interest and just pulls me into the story and the dialogue, whatever, I'm gonna push through with. But anyway, I've talked enough about this. Let's get into it. I'll make sure that it's bright enough on both screens, not just my TV. So I'm looking at both of them right now. I said so it's barely visible. That's too dark on OBS. Let's try that. That looks pretty decent. All right, let's get into it.
See you gather before me. Hungry, terrified, clutching your babes to your breast. Emperor Emir has marched his legions into our lands, laid siege to every fortress from here to the Blue Mountains. Rabid and ravenous, he bites and bites away. Men of the North, you stand at the precipice. Your kings have failed you, so now you turn to the gods. And yet you do not plead. You do not kneel to dust your heads with ash. Instead you wail, why have the gods forsaken us? We must look into the trials we failed long ago. In a time past, our world intertwined with another through an upheaval scholars call the conjunction of the spheres. The gods allowed unholy forces to slip into our domain. The offspring of that cataclysm was the nefarious force called magic. Yet we did not banish it, instead studying the vile arcane for our own power and wealth. And the monsters at our door, the unholy relics of this conjunction, The trolls, the corpse eaters, the werewolves. Did we raise our swords against them? Or have we laid this burden on others? On so-called witches. Stray children taught the ways of foul sorcery, their bodies mutated through blasphemous ritual. Sent to fight monsters, though they could not distinguish good from evil. The flicker of humanity, long extinguished within them. Yes, their numbers have dwindled through the years, but a few still roam our lands, offering their bloody work for coin. To this day, they shame us with their very existence. The North bleeds, flogged by war. The battles are the gods' whip, chastisement for our sins. And let us not forget the terrors, the scourges from beyond our world. The wild hunt rides the sky with every full moon. The Dark Raiders abduct our children into lands unknown. Some say they herald a second conjunction. Can we chart a course back into the light? Will we find the strength to banish the mages from our kingdoms? Unite around the warmth of the eternal fire. Nigh is the time of the sword and axe. None will fight this war in our stead. Nigh is the time of madness and disdain.
That artwork, I don't know if you've ever played it before, but it reminds me of those stories from Twisted Metal. I don't know if this was, I think it was the second one. It definitely wasn't Twisted Metal Black, but it was those twisted stories that Calypso used to give to the winners. Not even the winners, but throughout, like whoever you pick, Calypso always had a backstory for him, and then at the end, when they did win, he always twisted their prizes or whatever. But that artwork is exactly like how it was drawn back in the day. And of course, I'm sure there's a lot of patchworks on this game since it's been out for so long. Cross progression, start your journey in one place, then pick it up in another. No porters necessary. Upload your save to cloud. Photo mode, I'm likely not gonna be using any photo modes. Graphic modes, switch between quality modes, top visual fidelity. I guess that's because of the upscale they did for the PS5 versions. All right. To make it as good as possible, we'd like to ask your permission to collect and process analytic data, including error reports and general gameplay statistics. Your data are sent automatically over the internet, always 100% anonymous. You can't opt out at any time. Nah, I'm not gonna agree to that. If you watched the last video I had on that Horizon, there was an error report. It crashed on me like during the final boss, so it'll still give me the option to send an error report. I just do it that way. There's a lot of expansion packs to it too. I'm just gonna play it as is to begin with. Start a new game. Witcher 3 with any installed expansions included. Main storyline quest for The Witcher 3 are disabled. I don't know what this is. It's all brand new, so I'm just gonna do fresh start. And I'm guessing this is the difficulty level. I'm guessing story and sword. I'm guessing this is normal. So easy, normal, hard. I don't know what these two are. Well, no, there's only one. So easy, normal, hard, and pretty much insane or whatever. So I just do normal. Show tutorials. Yeah, I don't know anything about it, so I leave it on. Simulate Witcher. All right, that works. this? Is that a crow in the eye? Oh, and right out the back of his head. That was crazy. So they're tracking us. Okay. Just two different times, I guess. Past and present. Yeah. Okay. What happened to the crow? Why did it turn into that? What?
You know I don't find that amusing.
Haven't been in this video 15 minutes and I already got to edit some stuff because YouTube is gonna flag it already. That's crazy. Not even 15 minutes. That's not a good start. Alright, let's see. Welcome to the tutorial. This tutorial will introduce the game's core elements. Each message will save in a glossary where you also find detailed information about world lore, gameplay mechanics. To disable tutorials. No, I need tutorials right now, so I'll hold on to it. Let's see. Witcher's Senses. Hold L2.
You're running out of juice.
I know. You might bring me some more once you're done training.
Minimap level, right? Yeah. Use the Witcher senses to find the key to the bedroom door. Simple enough. What's this?
And gooseberries, of course.
Geralt, stop fingering my toiletries.
What is this? Protective shield deals fire. So he knows magic. I did basic research on this, just baseline basically. So I knew there was magic in here and werewolves and stuff like that. I just didn't know he had it.
Fast asleep. Ciri's disappeared somewhere, of course.
I thought he was like Van Helsing, to be honest. No powers, just had a skill of killing bad guys.
Guess she prefers practice to theory.
What?
Time to wake up, Master. These lessons so boring they put you to sleep too?
Damn it. Had her taking notes on ghouls and owl ghouls. Wanted to rest my eyes a bit.
Making her slog through that brick? No wonder she took off.
John of Bruges lacks flair, true, but he's reliable. Not like the hogwash they print nowadays. She's tackling the pendulums, right? How many times do I have to tell her? Don't train alone. It only embeds your errors. Bring our young damsel to the lower courtyard. She wants to practice, she'll get to practice.
Don't get mad at her.
Why the hell not? The whippersnapper refuses to do as she's told.
You like that about her.
Fine. I suppose I'm partly to blame. But this has to end. Now. Killing monsters is not something to be taken lightly. Ciri must understand that, if she's to become one of us. I'll see you below.
Wrong. Now I see why you were so eager to practice. Strike.
She's cold. Yeah, and then she's blindfolded.
You're not in a circus. Pirouette. Wrong. Footwork. Enough. Get down.
With a flip?
What do you think? All right. Take off the blindfold. You've got work to do. Your reflexes are still slow.
Maybe for a witcher.
Think drowners or striggers will go easy on you because you haven't undergone the mutations? Though in your shoes, I'd fear Vesemir more than any strigger. Disobeying his instructions? Unwise.
Well, yes, but that book was horribly dull.
I know. And you know that's no excuse.
I'm sorry. It won't happen again.
Sorry's not good enough. You're gonna read Ghouls and Owl Ghouls in its entirety, appendices included.
No, please! I'd rather clean the stables.
End of discussion. Come on, we'll practice with the others down below.
Shall we run the walls?
I don't know what that is, but let's see
Of
what it
course.
is. I'll try it
Is it
out.
a Witcher school or an elven bathhouse?
Beat you to the bottom.
Maybe if you fall.
L3. The hell? Okay, I need to wait till she get done. Yeah. Circle to jump is so weird. I gotta switch that to X.
What did I tell you about breathing? Through your mouth, in rhythm with your steps.
Trip and fall.
I have no idea what's going on.
Don't bother me, Geralt.
Use
I'll
X to
trip and
talk to
fall.
her. That's so weird. A
Run
circle.
into trouble? Should I turn back and help you? show you yet. Just need to grow a bit.
It was downstairs.
Anything to say for yourself, young lady?
I'm very sorry, Uncle Vesemir.
Young blood craves action, I understand that. But when you fight a beast, knowledge counts as much as your silver sword. At the very least, you ought to be able to tell a ghoul from an owl ghoul.
By markings, like unto the Panthera tigris that in Zeracania dwells, and by the sickly paleness of its visage.
So you did read the chapter. Still, you should have asked if...
But you were asleep, Uncle Vesemir.
Don't wheeze all of this because it said you did the exercise. Yeah.
So you did the reading. Why not admit it right off?
Never pounce on an advantage as soon as it appears. Wait till it stands to have maximum effect. Uncle Vesemir's words.
Well, you're a quick study. Quick, but mischievous. Fine, we've talked enough. Geralt, you're with me, Lambert with Eskel, Ciri with the dummy.
Again?
Stop groaning and grab a sword. What do you think? Should we start by reviewing the fundamentals or go right to free training?
Fundamentals.
Should work on the basics. Even skilled masters need to hone the fundamentals, and Ciri's barely a novice.
Try to see if this is like a bloodline type thing, because all their eyes are the same colors and the hair too.
Draw your sword, Geralt.
All right, witches will be prepared to fight foes of all kinds. They plate-clad knights. Eat through a race or bone-crushing giants. Master strengths and exploit the weaknesses of different enemies. Witchers need to use a variety of weapons and combat techniques. The core tools of their trade are the swords, one steel for fighting humans and non-humans, the other silver for slaying monsters. I always wonder why they always carry two swords. I thought that was like unique. Witchers have also mastered a simple form of combat magic. These signs are not as powerful as the spells wielded by mages, but they can be cast very quickly with simple one-handed gestures, making them quite useful in the heat of combat. Witchers are also adept in basic alchemy. They can brew powerful potions, blade oils, and bombs, all of which give them a keen advantage when fighting stronger or faster foes. Okay. Press try to draw your steel sword, to sheathe it. Selecting targets. Press R3 to select or deselect the target. When you have a target selected, all your attacks are directed towards it. You don't have to select the target during combat, but doing so can help you focus on a specific. Okay, so you can free fight if you want to.
1, 2, 3.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Strong strikes now. Give it all you got. Never lock your elbow when striking. Dodge.
Position, Ciri. Footwork.
Dodge, circle. To roll out of the way of a blow, choose a direction. It's so weird. I'm gonna have to get used to this.
Now, parry.
Oh, you can parry.
See how Geralt holds his sword? It's angled.
I need a better camera angle though.
I'm too old. What the blazes are you doing?
So you just hold it? You don't have to time it. Oh, that's easy.
Stupid dummy.
Pretend now, live later. Riposte! Strike! Counter strike!
Press the L2 just before your opponent strike. That was basic. So that's pretty much like a parry right there.
Now, young lady, to bring the day to a close, we'll go over a few witches' signs.
So one
Let's start with Quen.
Quinn. Select the Quinn sign using L. Press X. Make it active. Cast. Ooh, it's gonna take a lot for me to remember all this stuff.
Ciri, Quen is sometimes called the Witcher's Shield. Now watch carefully to see why.
Oh, nice. Quinn sign protects you against damage and certain critical
Cast Igni,
effects.
Geralt. I want to see sparks fly.
Igni.
If not for the Quen sign, I'd be aflame.
Igni deals fire damage and has a chance
Hard, Geralt.
of applying
Come on.
burning. Oh my god. What am I supposed to be doing now? Cast our art. Hey. What's up, dude?
Stop showing off. See that, Ciri? Ard will knock anyone or anything
Stuns opponents or in
off
some cases
balance.
knock them to the
Destroy
ground.
the rhythm. Time for Axie. Damn it. I hate this feeling.
Exy. What's that do?
Axie can really muddle your mind.
Temporarily disorient your opponents. Okay.
Erden now. Show her, Geralt.
What the hell? Said it consume your stamina. What am I supposed to be doing now? Alright, I did all of these, right?
What the blazes are you doing?
Caster Yarden. What's that?
See this, Ciri?
What the hell?
Couldn't move if I wanted to. Throw 'em off.
Slows.
Don't worry, Ciri. Quen will dampen the blow.
R1 to bomb. This is a lot to remember though. It's gonna take me a second to get used to it. Hold R1. Combat tutorial is now over. If you want, you can continue training with Vesemir. To stop training, simply sheathe your sword by holding left or right analog.
Fine. Enough. Continue training at will.
Dude, you saw me put my sword up. You still swung at me. It's gonna take a lot to get used to those controls, though.
Whoa! You really showed him, kid.
Ciri, get down here.
A little she-devil. As soon as she's back, we'll set her to polishing all the swords at Kaer Morhen.
Find that helmet?
Ciri? I'll make sure to find every last blade for you. What the?
What is he looking at? Oh, it's a real person in there. There's some magic going on.
I've long awaited this, and you, White Wolf.
That's the Lord of the Rings looking right there. Those tips do not last but a fraction of a second, you will not get any help from that whatsoever. So I don't know if the girl actually got killed or not. I don't know. I don't know. Since he was dreaming that whole thing, she may have gotten killed.
You all right?
Had a nightmare.
About?
Take forever to explain.
Dawn's some way off. We've got time.
Started in the guest room at Kaer Morhen. I was relaxing in the tub, and next to me,
Triss?
Yennefer. Funny, isn't it? She's never been there. Seemed so real in my dream, though.
Was she nagging you about something? True to life, indeed. We'll find her.
In the dream, I went and found Ciri. Then we trained.
Those were the days. Little she-devil. I've trained kids who were faster, stronger, but none had her character. Didn't end well, did it? Your dream?
No. A wild hunt appeared, attacked Ciri. I couldn't move, stood there like a stump.
It was just a dream.
Guess not then. Guess she's still alive. Ciri's in my dream might mean she's in.
That's the problem. It was more. In the past, when Ciri'd appear in my dreams, something was wrong. She was in danger.
We taught her how to defend herself from anything, wraiths included.
Be dawning soon. Time to go.
Wait. Show me the letter from Yennefer. Might have overlooked some hint in there.
Didn't overlook anything. We were meant to meet in Willoughby. That's what she wrote. Meanwhile, one army or another burned the village to the ground. All we can do is follow her trail, so...
Stop talking for a minute and give me the letter. Oh, how about that? It does smell of lilac and gooseberries.
You were gonna read it, not sniff it.
We must meet soon. Willoughby near Vizima. Nothing else to guide us there. What's this postscript? I still have the unicorn?
Stuffed unicorn. We used it as a bed once. Yeah, I keep that to yourself.
That's private. Very private.
Aha, I understand. At least I think I do. Maybe not entirely, but perhaps that's for the best.
Back on topic. How's it look? How far behind Yennefer are we?
2 or 3 days. Trail's fresh, but it looks like it leads towards the main road. Could be muddled there. Wait, hear that?
I hear it. I smell it. Ghouls.
Alright. Monsters. Life on a continent and the Skellige Isles is nasty, brutish, and short. War lays waste to the land, and those it spares live in fear of the countless monsters lurking outside of every town and village. Monsters are shown with a silver health bar above their heads, indicating that you should fight them with your silver sword. Okay. So you already pulled the sword out, so I ain't got tripped about that. So lock with art. Shoot. Oh, he's fighting another dude. Striking opponent generates adrenaline points. Certain abilities you can acquire allow you to perform special attacks that require and consume adrenaline points. Your adrenaline points slowly decline when you are not engaged in combat.
Of course.
Okay.
When armies pass, necrophages follow.
Shit.
Let's go.
Vitality,
before any more show up.
regeneration. You can regenerate vitality by eating or drinking or by meditating for at least 1 hour. It's not literally an hour, right? Note, while playing on Blood and Broken Bones and Death March, I don't even have to read that because I did not play on that one. Food and drinks can be placed in your consumable slots for quick use during combat. Press up, down to consume them. And regenerate vitality. You have some food equipped in your upper consumable slots. Press up now to eat it and regenerate a portion of your vitality. You have your horse come to you. Double press. It's so much stuff. I don't even know if I remember all this stuff. 4 bread, 2 waters. Where's the horse? There it is. Hold up, you can pick up something, right? I just saw something. Hold up. Yeah, what's that? It's a loot button. They didn't explain that at all. Ghoul's blood. I don't know what that is. Explained everything but that. Horses, Witchers spend most of their time on the road and search for the next contract. You must trek across wide valleys, climb over high mountain peaks, and trudge through thick bogs. Luckily, Gerald can always count on his horse, Roach, to help him in his travels. To have Roach come to you, double press L3. Hold L3 while moving to counter.
Ever tell you about this sorcerer I knew? Couldn't stop talking about how useful they are as creatures.
Because you can brew potions from their blood?
No, because by eating rotting corpses, they prevent epidemics.
Did he know they eat the living as well?
No,
Sheathe the sword.
really upset him too. His theory collapsed.
War's not exactly going our way.
Oh, horse has a stamina bar
The
too.
northern realms.
Radovid's realms, don't you mean? Temeria and Edirn are no more.
Radovid's pledged to restore the old borders as soon as he wins the war.
Believe that?
Gotta believe something. That's what keeps us going. We going? Help me! Help!
A werewolf? What the hell is that? That's a bird. Jeez. Take the whole horse.
Has it gone?
Yeah. Come out.
Gods, that was close. I was sure I'd end up like my mare.
Provided you got lucky.
Your horse died quickly, but griffins like to toy with their prey. Eat it, alive, piece by piece.
You'd like a reward, I suppose.
You don't owe us anything. You were in need. We helped.
And they call witches heartless. Say they won't lift a finger without pay.
They also say mice are born of rotting straw. Back to the trail.
Like I said, leads to the main road and ends there, muddled.
You seek someone?
Yes, a woman. Medium height, long black hair. Seen anyone like that?
No. But there's an inn here in White Orchard. Sole one around. Gets its share of travelers. Perhaps you'll learn something there? Besides, the innkeep's my cousin. Tell her Bram sent you. She'll treat you like family.
Not a bad idea. Especially since that wound needs cleaning.
Beast barely grazed me. But sure, could use a good rye. Nice and cool, you know, straight from a cellar.
Let's go.
Now I'm curious, like the questions that the option they give me for responses or whatever, does that affect like the reaction in any way? So what I mean by that is, had I forced that dude, or not forced him, had I picked the option where I had the guy to pay me for helping him out, would he have offered like to send me to that inn and have me call his name so that we can get like special treatment or whatever? So I'm wondering, like, if I would have asked him to pay me, would have been a different response from him, or any response whatsoever against that. So I'm curious. I got a lot of questions so far, and I've been playing it. I got 42 minutes clock right now, and I only had one fight, so there's a lot of questions still out here. This first video was pretty much not gonna help anything, to be honest. I don't think I'm gonna be able to make a decision solely based off of this so far. Went on the road, yeah, same thing. Hold up. Went on the road, hold X without steering to automatically follow its path. Your horse won't lose stamina while using this option. All right.
Giddy up.
I like that option. That's like Red Dead. Red Dead Redemption has that same option.
So,
Yep. I'm just holding it and it's doing its own thing. That's beautiful.
Exactly.
I like that.
Forest to the mountain, sure.
But I'm looking at the map. There's
the main road.
those green things popping up on the map.
Corpses everywhere.
Looks like I need to be stopping and picking that up.
Drives monsters crazy sometimes.
Populated areas. You're nearing a village. Don't disturb the peace. Remember, town guards and hired watchmen won't tolerate theft, and also won't look kindly on you for accosting others. Local residents often erect notice boards in the settlements, such as villages and cities. These are marked on your map. Examine these to learn about contracts, work for witchers, and local happiness. All right.
I knows what I knows.
Men too. We
Let me
need to
get
watch
off.
ourselves in White Orchard.
I want to see what this
And we should leave as soon as we learn it.
this green thing is on the map. What is that? It doesn't pop up.
Witcher had naught to do with it. What did the folk do?
Oh man, let me see what the. There it is. I don't know what that is or what it does, but it needs to be highlighted a lot better. I tell you that. Like, I'm using the map. Okay, now I know what it looks like. Okay, I see it now. I guess it doesn't need to be highlighted. You can look for the colors of the bushes like this one. It's the blue ones and the white ones. I don't know. I don't know what it's used for yet, but we'll find out in a minute. Whatever it is, it has to be useful. Otherwise, it wouldn't be popping up on this map like this. All right. Let's go see what's over here.
What? Take that down before there's trouble.
That is your coat of arms, the Temerian lilies. They've a right to hang there.
This ain't Temeria no more, old man. It's Nilfgaard now.
My arse it is.
Witches?
I'll not drink with Weaverlost freaks.
Beg your pardon for those thugs.
No need. We're used to it.
Folk are jumpy round here. Armies just passed through. Now a griffin's prowling about.
Already had the pleasure. Ran into your kinsman, Bram.
Bram? How is he?
Alive. Sends his regards.
Master Witchers. Food and drink on the house. What can I get you?
You know what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Like, is it because I was nice to him and didn't charge him that we just received that roasted chicken? Looking for a woman. Show me what you got. Pretty busy place. Let's go with the.
Looking for a woman.
Go with the main one first.
Raven-haired, violet eyes, dresses in black and white, riding in from Willoughby. And, strange as it sounds, lilac and gooseberries might have smelled that.
I've not seen nor smelt such a lady. Believe I'd remember.
Yeah, especially hard to forget this one.
Plenty of travellers about, though. Folk from all over. Might be worth your while to ask after her.
Dialogue, end the conversation. Dialogue options marked X will end the conversation. So you can expedite it. Yeah, that right there, end the whole conversation. I don't want to do that. I want to see if there's a contract first.
Contract on that griffin?
Nay, not at the moment. Used to be. Soon as a beast had built a nest nearby, the alderman would start a collection, or go to the Lord for help. Now the aldermen don't use the privy without asking the Black One's permission first. And seems they hanged the Lord. So no contract.
Shame. We might have done something, but not for free.
Pretty busy place you got.
Nations on the move. Some search for kin, others just want to get out of the way of the armies. They all need food, drink, and a night's rest in warmth.
So, war's been good for your trade?
Aye, so far. But it'd be best to know peace again. Times like these, you never know what tomorrow will bring.
I think that's it.
Thanks for everything. Help you bandage that up?
Please. I'm not decrepit yet.
Then I'll ask about Yennefer.
Mm-hmm. Just remember, we'd rather not draw any attention.
Here, Black One's been out measuring the fields.
Let him measure.
Ask travelers about Yennefer.
I'm looking for someone.
And we seek some peace and quiet.
Out of my face, freak. For your breath sours my beer.
Lord have mercy. Options marked. Whatever will make use of the Axis sign. The sign influences people's mind, causing them to act according to your will, to charm more stubborn individuals who would otherwise resist. During a conversation, invest in delusion ability in the character panel. All right. I'll do it the easy way first.
Just want to talk.
You deaf, Stray. No one here will talk to you.
If it's company you seek, stick that mangy snout of yours in a trough with the pigs.
Yeah.
Show that
There's no point in talking to these dudes.
Raven-haired woman dressed in black and white. Seen her? Talk.
Folks say the lady rode through the village a few days back.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Galloping so fast she knocked Radabor into a ditch.
Which way did she go?
Dunno. Lots of tracks leading off the main road.
It's like Star Wars.
Could have gone anywhere.
Oi, people! The freak's taken Micah's mind!
Uh-huh. And I'll take your tongue if you don't shut up.
That's funny. Let's go
Once more, there are 4 factions.
What a waste of time. The Earth shall revolve around the sun before you comprehend these rules.
Got a minute?
Why not?
Aldert Geert, Assistant Professor in Contemporary History at Oxenfurt Academy.
Geralt of Rivia, Witcher with tenure. I'm looking for a woman. Long hair, dressed in black and white. Seen anyone like that?
Of course not. Unlike the populace, I know the horsewoman of war is pure poppycock.
Horsewoman of war? What's that about?
Folk say an omen. A beautiful phantom rides the fields at night, looks as you described her. Armies follow her, and all who cross her path meet with misfortune.
I can vouch for the last bit. Know where they saw her?
No, facts interest me, not fairy tales.
Not a place I'd ever expect to find a scholar. Take it you're fleeing the war?
Quite the opposite. Chasing it. I'm headed for the front.
Tired of life?
I seek knowledge, which I value more than life itself. I've a thirst no dusty old tomes can quench. I wish to see the Nilfgaardian invasion with my own eyes, understand it, and record it all in my chronicle, my magnum opus.
Oh, I don't know. I don't want to tell him to go back. He seems dedicated.
Interesting. We need somebody to describe war, what it's really like. Not colorful banners and generals making moving speeches, but rape, violence, and thoughtless cruelty.
Ah, I see you lack the polish of the Academy. Rape and cruelty are details of no import to the war's course. Trinkets on the garment of conflict, one might say.
Tell that to the people whose houses burned down. War reached Novigrad yet?
Nope, but it's only a matter of time. Nilfgaard on one bank, Redania on the other, drooling over the city like dogs over a juicy bone.
Many a ruler's choked on that bone.
True. We value our liberty in Novigrad, and we know how to fight for it.
The scholars especially.
The sword is not the only weapon. Do not forget, architects from our academy designed the city walls. Walls no war machine has ever crumbled.
Gotta go. So long.
A moment, Witcher. You strike me as a man of the world. Are you familiar with Gwent?
No, and I don't have time to learn.
But the rules are quite simple. Come, let's play.
Questions mark will begin the game. Yeah. I'm not interested.
No thanks. Got some other things on my mind.
Shame. I'd ask the locals, but since they can't count to 10, the rules are a complete mystery. Ah, well, I'm here if you change your mind.
And this should be the last one.
Looking for a woman.
Like everyone.
Not like everyone. And not just any woman. Mine smells of lilac and gooseberries, dresses in black and white.
2 schnapsies. It'll lift your spirits.
Finding her, that'll lift my spirits.
You look haggard. It's just a few drops to improve your mood. A little schnapsies never hurt a soul.
Can we cut to the chase? You seen her or not?
Yennefer of Vengerberg.
Never mentioned her name.
Yet you described her perfectly. And once I hear something, I never forget. Can't help it.
How do you know Yennefer?
What a question. Master Dandelion's ballads, of course. The only way a humble merchant might hope to rub up against greatness. Unless, that is, he's as lucky as I am.
And runs into a very patient witcher.
Into Geralt of Rivia himself. The Butcher of Blaviken.
Recognize me from Master Dandelion's ballads too?
To your health.
You seen Yennefer?
Deepest apologies, but I must ask. Is this about love?
None of your business.
Yes. As a vagrant, I deserve no explanation.
What do you know? Tell me.
Before you appeared, it never occurred to me that might have been Yennefer. Who would have thought?
Get to the point.
A Nilfgaardian scout from the local garrison saw her.
Where?
At their camp. She rode in there. Dark of night. Black and white. Gooseberries and... Yes, I know. Had a terse exchange with the garrison commander and raced off.
Where to?
I'm not omniscient. Ask at the garrison.
Thanks.
We men of the road must stick together. Perhaps one day I'll be in trouble and you'll be nearby to help.
I don't know. I feel like it's weird. Why don't you just, anybody who's giving you issues and take that long talk like playing around, why don't you just use the same mind games? Your Jedi mind tricks that he used before.
Done drinking?
Who are these fools?
Then fuck off.
Don't want your kind here.
Haven't done anything to you, so just calm down.
Of course no. You done nothing.
Horses working witchcraft. Get him!
Hey, that didn't work. Guess I don't need to kill these fools, right? Just fight them hand to hand. As long as they don't put no weapon out.
Nice meeting you.
The game state will automatically be saved when you reach certain milestones in the story. Still, you should save your progress early and often on your own. The world's full of predator, bloodthirsty beasts, bandits, and countless other dangers. How do you save?
Freak.
You're telling me I need to save on my own. Manual save. Did I just save it? You cannot save your game right now. What the f? You just told me to save it. Alright, it said game save, so I guess we're good. Shoot. Actually, this is a good time to stop, to be honest. I'm right at 59 minutes. That's crazy. So yeah, I'm gonna stop it, and I guess that'll be enough for me tonight. Honestly, with the hour that I've been on here, there's not enough for me to go off of to make any like remarks or reviews, positive or negative, and at this time. So I don't know. It's still a question mark at this moment.
Freak.
It's enough for me to put another video on it, so I'll do another hour tomorrow once I wake up and get my energy. But as of right now, I won't, like I said, I won't condemn it, or I won't like give praise to it yet, because I haven't done anything. I've had 2 fights in an hour. The rest has been dialogue and tutorials and stuff like that. So, and hell, like I said at the beginning of this video, I already have to go and snip out like the intro when he was in the bath and they had the new woman over there, because YouTube is gonna automatically flag it if they see that. So I'm gonna have to do that already. So yeah, fun start. The stories, I don't know, I can't even say the story is interesting so far, because I haven't been deep enough in it to know what's even going on. I know what they do, I don't know what their background is, like how they came to be. I don't know who they're hunting and why, so it's literally just a question mark right now. So again, I'll catch y'all tomorrow. I'll try to get this right here uploaded as soon as I can, and on to the next video. Until then, I'll catch y'all. Peace.